What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And guess who's on the pod? AJ.
Hey.
I bet you guys could never guess.
Who could it have been?
It's us. We're coming at you live on this Memorial Day. Pre-recorded.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day. We love you. It's a great day. 88 degrees. Actually, that's a little bit hot for my taste, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, same probably.
But it's all good. I got my cowgirl boots on.
Ready for the day.
I'm ready to go. I don't really need to wear them for the pod, but here we are.
Better energy.
Yeah. Well, today we're going to talk about being online. Something we're trying to do.
The interwebs.
Trying to be social. Trying to be on the internet.
For real, you're back on Instagram?
I'm back on social media. Thank you guys so much for noticing.
It's a big day.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. I feel the pressure to be online. That's definitely something I feel.
Yeah.
Which is like dumb to say, but I also actually do have like a podcast and a piece of work that I'm trying to put out into the world, and social media is like the one way how to do that.
Yeah, there's definitely like a constant pressure if you do anything creative to like promote it.
Yeah.
And if you're not promoting it, then nobody's seeing it.
Right.
And then you don't think you're doing well. And it
Shout
shouldn't
out.
be like that, but...
It shouldn't. Shout out to my 30 listeners who listen even when I don't post. I absolutely love you guys.
For real.
I famously have 30 friends who listen to my podcast every week.
That's you.
That's
I've
me.
heard about you.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I also felt like for a while there, I mean, it's funny for me too, because I come at it from a place of like, I work in social media every day.
Yeah, we've touched on that a little bit, but it definitely does like make a huge difference in how you interact with it personally.
Yeah. And I would say in my current position, your girl got promoted. I like do a little bit less of the actual like social media content creation and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking more big picture now. So in some ways that's helpful, but I mean, it's so funny because here I literally do this for a living. I do this as my job. Hope nobody from work is listening. No, I'm just kidding. But I literally do this for my job. And then I feel like on my own social media, like I'm like, I don't even know how to actually be on Instagram anymore.
Well, I think that's because there's not like a clear agenda,
I guess.
with a personal one.
Yeah.
You know, with like something at work, like you have KPIs and all these things where it's like, what are we promoting?
Yeah.
For yourself, it's like, what do I care about enough that I think other people will care about enough?
I know. Well, and it's so dumb because like, well, first of all, the algorithm actually hates me.
And I mean, people have been like shitting on it for a while, but Instagram is really bad right now.
It's so bad. No one sees my shit.
I don't see anything. I just see like 3 posts from friends and then a bunch of sponsored ads.
Mine is like all sponsored shit, or like I mean, it's my fault. I follow like a ton of celebrities and
Word.
brands, but that's like all I see. I don't actually
Really?
see anyone that I know anymore.
I think it's really interesting how TikTok has kind of done that well, because I'm on the For You page and it feels more like how Vine used to, where you could just scroll through it and like if somebody was funny, they're funny, maybe you'll follow them. I just think it's interesting how I'm on Instagram and I'm seeing these random people and I'm like, fuck these people. But
Yeah.
on TikTok, I'm like, oh yeah, these guys are hilarious. But I think that is partly because the algorithm is better. It does understand what I like more.
Well, the TikTok algorithm is like actually an anomaly. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it is literally showing me people that I know, like I don't get how it knows that I would know this person.
In real life?
Yes. In my
I feel
For
like
You
most of them
page?
do that, like, because they just have mutual friends and stuff.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah.
I like don't follow that many things on TikTok.
Mm.
So it's always like really surprised. And I don't think I have it like hooked up to my fucking contacts or something.
Oh, sure. No,
So-
that's probably all
And
our
people like
mutual
pop
friends.
up. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it definitely does that well, too. But I feel like it shows you people you don't even have any relation to
I mean,
at all
yeah.
well, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my TikTok knows me so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's my happy place now. I can go on there and have a great time, guaranteed.
And
Mine's just funny shit.
yeah. No, same. Mine's like mostly funny shit and music. It reminds me of Reddit. I feel like on Reddit you can just find whatever community you want. And like
I never
on
was a
TikTok.
Reddit girl.
Me neither. For a little bit, I'd pop on it every once in a while, but
Because
there's
like, I
like
don't
a
even really
subreddit
know what
for
it is.
everything. Yeah, there's just like a subreddit, basically like a forum for everything you can imagine. So
Yeah.
that's what TikTok feels like to me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all those little niche communities.
Mm-hmm. And you can hop on and just find whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely, TikTok is like one of those ones where I haven't figured it out yet.
For yourself.
Honestly, and my brands, if
Sure.
I'm being honest. It's a really hard one for brands to be on because the content that does well on TikTok has to be so personal.
Yeah.
It can't be
sure.
anything that feels like an ad or people, you lose them in the first second. It's over.
Yeah.
They're swiping to the next.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night. Like, I've been posting these like little beat breakdowns, my process for making a song or whatever. And like
Your little videos.
my dad was like, I like your little videos. It's like, hell yeah, thanks. It was sweet.
James's little videos.
But I think with that, like, it's just funny. Like, I'll spend like months and months on this like highly polished music video with cool effects, and I'll post that, and like nobody cares. But then if you're sitting down talking, like, hey, then people are like, oh, I understand. It's just more relatable.
Well, and I think it's so interesting too because obviously, like, and Instagram, I think, is starting to steer away from this anyway now. Also, just because they're trying so fucking hard to be TikTok, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But Instagram used to be like highly curated, the best moments of your life, pretty, aesthetic. Like that was the content that did well. And TikTok is so the opposite of that, that if you try to post something along those lines, I mean, obviously it has to be in video form, but like anything that feels like that doesn't do well. It's like the organic, super authentic, just like not, I mean, it could be shitty. Like it's just like iPhone shit. It doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Yeah, it feels so more like relaxed in a fun way.
Yeah. Which is also really interesting because like I think to do well on it, you should just be like posting all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's like also kind of sucks. Like that's how they get you. You could literally be on the app all day and you could just post all the random shit going on in your little brain.
Everyone's just trying to like post 1,000 times a day to go viral one of those times.
Well, it's actually really interesting. I've been seeing a bunch of artists complaining recently about how all of their labels just want them making TikToks.
And I bet most of those are real, but then I've seen some people be like, is this just a marketing tactic?
For TikTok?
No, for the artists themselves anyway. I'd just be like, hey, post, like the brands are asking for TikToks, but they could just be like, hey, post about it. We don't care if you make fun of us.
Yeah.
And then people have like been parodying it too.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I've just seen like FK Twigs and like Doja Cat and people like complaining about it and like, bitching about it online.
No, I bet a lot of that is real, which is really funny.
Well, because some people are like, I literally just want to make music. Like, I don't want to go viral on TikTok. I don't fucking care.
No, for sure. And it's definitely like made it possible to get your music out there more so, I would say, with a lot of other inventions, obviously, in the last decade or two. But it is changing the music industry as like far as things are really supposed to be viral to be like worthy, and they're really quick 15 seconds of fame.
Well, and it's so interesting too because everyone who's making music wants to make a song that's going to pop off on TikTok. And that's such a different,
that's so weird.
That's like such a different vibe because it either has to go along to like a little dance or some meme trend.
Yeah. And I think that's like kind of like the cynical way to look at TikTok, but then there is also the other side where it's like people are just posting bullshit and it's funny.
Yeah.
And like
I fucking love it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
you can treat it more like a story on Instagram where it's just like, who cares?
Yeah. I'm still nervous about TikTok and I don't post on it very often, but like, I don't know. But it's like fun. I think you're just supposed to have fun with it. It makes me feel old. I feel old.
And I feel like even talking about it like this is old of us, where it's like, are we doing it right?
I know.
It's just like, shut up and go do it.
But like it actually, I mean, I talk about this shit all the time at work. So for me, it feels more normal, I guess. I used to think about my Instagram a little more strategically, which makes me literally sound like a fucking loser, but.
Right. Same.
But like I did.
No, same.
And like now I like literally don't know how. I don't know how to be on Instagram. What the fuck is cool? Am I supposed to make reels? Am I supposed to make collage or a fucking carousel post?
Yeah.
How?
There's the whole fad of the
fucking
photo dump.
So stressful.
Yeah. No, it's weird for it to be something that you feel like you can do right or wrong, even in the first place.
I know.
Because it should just be like this weird little bulletin board where you can post whatever you want.
Literally, that's a good way to put it. That's true. It is like a little bulletin board. I don't know. Also, I've been just getting. It's also hard right now. Social media has been kind of exhausting. I think maybe also because of all the terrible things going on in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's just so hard to be online. Everything's bad. Everything I see is literally terrible.
Yeah, it definitely adds up, and then you get the fatigue of like, am I posting enough social awareness content?
Right.
Where it's like, I do want to be socially aware and like help other people if I know anything, but I don't know that much, and I'm hella busy, and I don't know. And
the not knowing that much is hard. I feel like that scares a lot of people from sharing things. Like they don't want to, they don't want to sound like, I don't know.
I really don't know what I'm talking about.
Like they don't want to invite conversation on a topic that they can't speak on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So I feel like that's a big piece of it. I got really into that deep hole like during the Trump, bleep that out, presidency. Yeah, that was like actually
like fighting
awful.
with your aunts and shit.
Oh my God, I was like getting in Facebook fights. It was like it turned from family to strangers real quick.
And that's just not. And it's weird because I say it's not worth your time, but then it's like, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing, having conversations?
Yeah, but that's not even, you're not changing anybody's mind over fucking Facebook. Literally log off, Samantha.
Yeah. That's another thing I think about with like sharing anything or infographics about things, or not even infographics because those can actually be, informational. No, but just like any type of opinion, I kind of assume vast majority of my followers share the same opinions,
which they definitely do. It's so crazy, right. But then that's so crazy to think about because
echo chamber things
status. like right now, everyone I know and love is posting about gun reform and control.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, how are there differing opinions? Because this is literally all I see.
Oh, for sure.
But then you have to think about the fact that someone else's feed probably looks so fucking different.
Oh, 100%.
And that is scary.
John was telling me he follows like a bunch of Smash Bros players, and there's like a very interesting dichotomy between the two halves of it. I
feel like there's probably a relation to video games there where I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Like he says half his feed is really right and half of it's really left. So that sounds like an interesting thing to look at. I know people who have like purposefully liked a bunch of Republican things so that they could see what it's like on the other side of the echo chamber.
I haven't unsubscribed from Trump's emails, his marketing emails.
Oh God.
Because I started getting them when I participated in that whole thing. Like everyone buy up tickets at the fucking rally and no one will go.
No one go. Yeah.
So I did my part. No, I'm just kidding.
Hero, American hero.
But I did participate in that, and I have been receiving his marketing emails ever since, and they're like actually terrifying.
Yeah.
They're like so scary the way he talks to people. I mean, it's obviously not him, whoever is writing these little fucking emails.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, hey friend, like the left hates you, blah, blah, blah. Like they like literally want to see you destroyed and nah. And then
destroying
it's like
American values.
I need your help. You need to donate. Blah, blah, blah. And he even says things like the way, honestly, whoever's doing his marketing is very smart because it's not even like, it's like exclusive opportunity to join my membership for this much money versus saying like, I just want your donation. And it's like very much
weird.
like
it's
you're
so
in
culty.
this fucking community.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very scary.
That's so fucked up. And it's all fear-based too, which is really shitty.
It's very fear-based.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like just fear-mongering left and right through these shitty little emails.
Mm-hmm.
They're like grandma's open. I know my grandma gets those shits.
And they're like, oh
She's
no.
like quaking in her fucking boots.
The left is getting us, gotta spend more money.
Literally.
I'm part of the resistance.
Oh.
No, it sucks.
So that makes it hard to be online. And then also, I mean, obviously with terrible things happening in the world, like it sucks even working in social media.
Yeah, I'm sure it's draining.
It is.
Yeah.
You have to just think about it strategically as a brand and what you should say. And it's like, we should just log the fuck off. None of this shit matters.
Yeah, it's really easy to feel like it's, I don't know, just to get like morbid about it. Like, why am I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel lucky to work for companies that are typically on the in my opinion, correct.
The nice side.
Yeah. So I mean, they're trying to like do their part, but it still feels really icky.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back on social.
Right.
James is making his little videos.
I'm making my little videos with me talking at the beginning so that TikTok likes me.
I am trying to figure out the best ways to promote my podcast on social media because that's a whole nother beast. And I feel like I see a lot of cool things, but also it takes up so much time.
Making videos is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And like being like social media in general, I would know because I literally work in it, is a whole job in and of itself, you know?
Oh, of course,
and
yeah.
so like having the podcast is one thing and promoting it is a whole nother.
Yeah, we have to record the podcast, edit it, put it up. You have to plan. You have to get people over here to record.
Yeah.
Like
The planning and the getting people over here is not my strong suit recently, but
that's okay. We're moving. Maybe we'll have a nice spot where you can film.
yeah.
I
I would really like that.
Yeah.
A bitch needs to get a ring light.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, little videos I think would do really well of just like clips of the podcast.
Yeah.
But I mean we've done the little ones with the text and the subtitles, but
Yeah.
people seeing people is always, gonna be 1,000% better.
'Tis true. Yeah, would you guys watch my little videos? James and I are
Samantha's
making little videos.
That's all we do now is just make little videos.
Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting. I definitely feel the pressure. And then I also feel like there's such a it's a little different for a podcast where I guess you can like it or you cannot. It just feels like there's also then like people, social media and promoting your stuff online invites people to like give their opinions on it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's something like I've been making music and releasing it for a long time with no like actual following. Like nobody actually cares, which is totally fine by me. I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that like being online makes you feel like you're supposed to like value it at a certain scale. And I don't know, like numbers in general just make it seem objective.
Yeah.
And it just isn't. The number of likes you get doesn't matter. The number of followers you have doesn't make your art better.
Yep.
Or worse, So that's definitely like a hard thing to grasp.
Yeah.
And like accept when you're comparing yourself to everybody else.
Well, it's such a comparison game.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Because like the artwork you're creating isn't the same as anyone else's. So like why? But it's so easy to do that.
And we've been talking about like critics and online like discourse a lot too.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
James has beef with critics.
Kind of.
I honestly do too. I think it's fucking annoying. Who cares? Who are you to say?
Yeah. No, I go back and forth on it. Like criticism is definitely cool. And it's like, I don't know, obviously like a part of the conversation, which I think is the goal of like all art. But it also just gets these like negative points online so easily.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, how are you benefiting anybody?
Yeah. I mean, people are allowed to not like something, but at the same time, being such a hater is like so dumb.
And in my opinion, something like art is different than design. I would argue most art forms and like entertainment are a little bit of both, where to me, design is like you have a specific goal in mind and how are you achieving that?
Yeah.
But like art is expression, and it's just like, why are we trying to police that? But also then you get to the point where it's like, okay, but the critic is just expressing themselves and it's just another back and forth. And it's so hard to know if you're like justified in your feelings for any side of that.
I mean, it's one thing to just like have an opinion that you voice, whatever.
Yeah.
But I also, to your point, I know that we've talked about this. What was it? Pigeons and planes or something?
Complex. Pitchfork, sorry.
Pitchfork. Like getting a pitchfork rating is a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's like, who's to say that that is the correct person to be giving their opinion on something? Like, why do we trust them?
For sure.
What if it's just not their taste? Like, and yet they're giving this rating that means a lot. And it's like, and same with like, I don't know, fucking restaurants.
Yeah. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
And also with Pitchfork, there's a YouTuber, Video Game Donkey, who's really dope. And he's talked about critics for video games in this case. But these like publications, like it's just a group of people. So if you're like considering a Pitchfork review, this certain like status, it's like that's a different person every time. They have different opinions, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really get used to, like one of Donkey's points was like, when I talk about a video game, you know what I like and what I don't like. So you can kind of like more easily discern your opinion based on mine.
And if you have similar tastes as me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then shit on Pitchfork is like, and they're doing shit like rescoring things. Like Imogen Heap's debut album was like rated a 5 or some bullshit, bro. That's one of the best albums of all time. Entirely self-produced. She's actually amazing. And now they go back and they're like, this album's really good. It sounds like hyperpop now. It's like, yeah, dude, fuck you. Like,
That's annoying.
also, it's probably a different person rescoring it. I just hate number values for ratings. I think it's super weird.
It's one thing to just like have some thoughts on something.
Yeah,
but
if you want to share
like
your thoughts.
Assign
exactly
some sort of numerical.
Because that's assuming, that's like trying to make it objective, and it can't be. It's just,
that's very true. Like
art to me is just like a person. Like you can like a person, another person can dislike that person. It's just, you might vibe with it, you might not. Who cares? I don't know. I think going past like, I listened to something, especially with music, like I listened to something and I didn't like it. Why don't you just move on? I don't know. I get that there's people who are, that's their job. So I guess they can't really move on, but it's weird to me. I don't know. And then for stuff like video games, I do think you can kind of be like, this didn't achieve what it set out to. And I didn't feel an emotion or something. And you can definitely say that about music where there's some design to it. But I feel like too much of it is just expression.
Sure.
And I don't know.
Well, and I think it's interesting because you also really like those movie.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of like video essays on movies and like people talking about shows and stuff. Yeah, I've been trying to think about how that relates to all this too. And I do think that is kind of about the design of it, because like narratives, there is like good and bad ways to kind of like set up a conflict, set up a relationship. So I think that's really interesting.
Storytelling?
Yeah, in storytelling.
Okay.
And I think I like those videos a lot because they're not trying to be too objective. Like they are just saying, to me, this was this.
This is what I thought about this.
And that's what all reviewing should be to me, is like, it's just your opinion. I don't know. So I think they frame it, the guys I like Friendly Space Ninja and YMS, they frame it in a good way. I don't know, YMS is pretty critical and says some shit that's like,
well, he has said things about TV shows and movies I'm trying to get you to watch and now you refuse. Bridgerton.
That's Friendly Space Ninja, yeah, he shit on that show. It sounded like a bad show.
It's so
but
good.
I'm definitely like swayed by his his biases probably.
R.I.P.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just really interesting. I just don't. I guess I wonder if that will go away, like the numerical. I feel like it is losing value.
I would love that.
I mean, same for like, restaurant ratings. Like, I don't give a shit if something's a 5-star restaurant. That just means, to me, that just means expensive.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
I don't think it'll go away just because people like need to be able to boil something down into like good or bad. You know what I mean? They need to be able to be like, this was a 7.5. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fair. But then it's so interesting. Like, I don't know. You think about like smaller art.
Mm-hmm.
People who just haven't popped off yet, I guess.
Sure.
And I feel like that's like not happening to them.
The same type of criticism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably good.
Yeah, okay. That's another thing that really pisses me off. It's shit like fucking Jack Harlow. Everyone's shitting on his album. It's like, dude, like, he sounded the same since he started. He has a specific thing.
You either like it or you don't.
You don't like it, that's fine.
Yeah. Also, literally shut up. He's so famous, it doesn't matter.
No, that's the main point of this, is like, you wouldn't have had an opinion on this guy if you didn't know who he was, because you didn't 10 days ago.
Yep.
And now his album's out and it was supposed to do something, in your opinion, make you feel a certain way, and it didn't. So now you're like saying he's a bad artist. Something about fame and celebrity culture.
Everyone expects something from them, or they think they owe them something.
Yes. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And it's so entitled and so, I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Thank God we're not famous.
It's just fucking, I don't know. It's internet culture. Ruining everything. No, I'm just kidding. The internet in general really brought the best and the worst out of the world, I'd say.
And I go back and forth because like I fucking love the internet. I love being online, but at the same time, it's so exhausting.
People are just on some bullshit all the time.
So you really just have to like find people you enjoy on the internet and call it a day. Like that's what it's about.
And it's the same for like interacting with people as posting. I think it's like you can take it as seriously as you want, and like what we're saying about disengaging with art. If you don't like it, disengage with social media where you don't want to. You know?
Yeah. I need to be better about that in some ways because, like, I don't know. I get annoyed of, like, I, like, follow some shitty influencers that I don't fucking care about and I haven't unfollowed them yet. I just, like, did that like years ago, and now they pop up on my shit, and I'm like, I don't care about this person.
Oh yeah, you got to clean it out.
But then there are some that like I love.
For sure.
Like little influencers that live their little lives, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, the bulletin board thing earlier, and I think that's true for like art and just social media. Like,
yeah,
you can, I don't know, shouting into the void is maybe necessary in our day and age. So
that's
like,
why we love Twitter.
Go for it. Yeah, Twitter's the best for that.
I was off Twitter for like several years, and I wasn't really active on it. I'd post every once in a blue moon, but like not very often. And now it's my favorite website. Yeah, I don't know. Twitter's fun. You can just do whatever on there, and it's silly. My Twitter feed is also like literally so fire. Everyone I follow is hilarious.
Yeah, no, I love Twitter. I did the same thing. I was off it for a bit, but
now we're back. We're back, bitch. And that's what I like about TikTok. I do feel like you can really have like a curated little situation where it's just fun to be on it.
Yeah, it understands you.
And like, I don't know, maybe that will go away. Because, like, for me now, it's not that fun to be on Instagram. I'm still on it all the fucking time. But, like, it's all sponsored shit. I don't care.
No, I really go on there and I'm mad. And I do go on TikTok and I'm, like, at least laughing or, like, watching cool music shit.
I'm curious to see what will happen with Instagram, though, because they have a lot of changes coming up. And, like, obviously they're trying so hard to be like TikTok. But if I even think about Instagram right now, like, the main thing that I consume on there is stories.
Yeah, that's true.
And that like feels like where I actually can like see the people that I know versus my stupid shitty feed.
Right.
And like 2, it just feels like that's where people are actually being authentic and silly.
I wonder if it'll ever be some type of thing where like kind of like the highlights become the feed almost. Like everything is a story, but you can save it if you want. That could be kind of cool.
I could see that. I know they're actually going to start testing out like full feed content. It's going to take up the whole screen like TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
Even
they've been
photos.
waiting on that, probably. They've been working for it.
So then I don't know what happens because, like, TikTok now has stories, too. And, like, if you get on the stories, you swipe left and right. And if you want to keep going on the feed, you swipe up and down. But they're, like, a part of the feed. They're not.
Oh, sure.
So it's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, social media is crazy, but we're back online. We're doing our best.
Moral of the story.
But, yeah, we're glad we're not famous. We're so glad we're not famous.
Oh, my God. I love when people say that. Yeah, being famous would suck.
Well, like I'd love to have some money though. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
It's also just so crazy because I feel like it also gets really tied into like if I'd like to do my art as my job.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can call a podcast art, but like I'd like to be silly on the internet as my job. Sure.
Right.
Fucking yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds hard.
Yeah, that's like a whole job in itself.
Right. I don't know. It's interesting. But that's why we're making our little videos, right, James?
That's right.
We're doing our best.
Can't stop, won't stop.
So everyone go watch our little videos.
Follow me on TikTok at Daycatcher.
We'll put it in the fucking show notes. I actually have been adding our TikToks.
Oh, hell yeah. That's hilarious.
So yeah, get at us. We're on TikTok. We're being silly.
We follow back.
But anyways, I hope you all had a wonderful Memorial Day. We forgot to do Rose and a Thorn. Let's just do it quick. My rose today. Well, I feel like it's going to be hanging out with your family and celebrating all of your June birthdays.
Probably same.
However, that hasn't happened yet. So my roses, I woke up feeling very refreshed. I feel like I got a good night's rest and I was not hungover unexpectedly. Beautiful. So that's my rose. My thorn was when James and I got in a fight over him not wanting to hang out with me.
Oh no.
So that was definitely my thorn. And then my bud, something I could improve on for next time, is being better at hanging out alone. This is something I constantly have to work on, and I'm going to go ahead and say I haven't made very many improvements.
Oh no.
Your turn.
Okay. My rose will probably also be hanging out with the family. So far, part of this podcast was fun to talk to you. My thorn was when you got mad at me. And my bud would be to wake up earlier. Yeah. But I probably won't.
Well, we could work on it.
We could.
We both have things to work on, as you guys can see.
Yeah, always improving. Life is a marathon.
It is. We're always working towards our best selves. So that's why we're online. We're being on social media, working towards our best selves.
Yeah, we're trying to portray our best selves for you
for all
on the
of
other
you,
side of the screen.
For our fans.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we love you. We absolutely love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. And I can't wait to interact with you online very soon. Thanks. Another cathartic convo in the books. I feel better. How about you? Thank you so much for listening. Now I just want to jump on here and say, don't forget to follow and or subscribe to the pod on your favorite streaming platform for new episodes every single week, because I know you can't get enough of me. Additionally, if you want to gain access to exclusive episodes and behind the scenes bloopers and lots of other goodies, join our Patreon and support the pod with your hard-earned American dollars. You can find the link in our show notes, or you can also visit us at patreon.com/pessimistic@best. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at pessimistic@best. And if you're as obsessed with me as I am with you, you can find me at Sam Georgeson on all platforms. And last but not least, I'd like to give a special shout out to my podcast editor and producer, the love of my life, James Arbai, whom I literally could not do this without. So thank you, James. I love you so much. And thank you guys for joining me again this week. I love you too. And I cannot wait to chat with you again soon.